Hey guys, good morning. I know we got about 8 minutes till we're live. I wanted to do a quick audio test, make sure everything's working. Hope you can hear me. We're going to check it on the other end, but stay with us. You're in the right spot. If you're here for the Colony Club launch, you may not even know what it's called, but for Chef and all that, hey, check this out. We got these cool multi-cameras going on. We got also kind of fun stuff to show you guys. You're in the right spot. So just stay put. Share this with as many people as you can because you're going to want to have them be a part of it as well. All right, we'll see you guys soon. We did it. We're on our first official live stream.
Made it.
Multi-camera, all the fun stuff happening today. Some of the cameras didn't work, some did. You know, we'll perfect this over time. But welcome everybody to the Secrets of Our Colony Club Revealed. I'm so glad you took time out of your day today to come and join us. Be sure right now, if you're joining us, two things I want from you, all right? Before we dive into our explanations of who this guy is, what we're doing together, all the exciting stuff and what it means for you, more importantly, right? But two things. First, two things. I want you to go on and comment and like on this video so that we can spread the word a little bit more about it. And if you would, it's a big ask, I know, but just click share and just say, come see what my buddy's doing. Come see what our friends at Bee Kings are doing. We would love to have this video go a little bit further along than maybe it might normally. And so reach a bigger audience. But at the same time, ultimately, it's for you guys. You've been our loyal fans for a long time. This is your bragging moment. This is a chance to become a part of something pretty exciting with Bee Kings. And we're inviting you in, and we're giving you a lot of amazing value today and in the year ahead. So without further ado, go ahead and put a comment in there. We'll actually post it up there. I see Brianna's posted up there. Awesome, Brianna. Good to see you on there. Yeah, let's go. All right, that's it. Yeah, if you're here, post up there. We'll post your comments up once in a while. And if you've got questions along the way, that's how it works. You're going to comment either on YouTube or on Facebook, potentially on TikTok. That one's still a vague one for us if it's actually broadcasting live or not. So if it's on TikTok, just say, hey, hello from TikTok. We'd love to see that so we know it's working. But in the meantime, Hey, I'm Chris, owner of Bee Kings. You guys already know me probably if you've been a fan for a while, you've been following us. And you may have seen me teasing a little bit about this guy here, the bearded one. Yeah, this is Chef Matt. And Matt, thank you so much for joining us, not only today, but on all the stuff leading up to today and for the year ahead that we're going to be collaborating. It's some exciting stuff happening, both online, in person. Really cool stuff, you guys. So I just wanted to start out by just introducing you a little bit to Matt. All right. So if you haven't seen any of the previous introductions, this is your chance to get to know him. We're going to just peel back the layer just for a half a second so you get an idea. But just know you'll be seeing more of him. You'll be learning more about him as we go along in the program. So, all right, Matt, tell me just a quick, like, here's your 30-second, 60-second, whatever explanation. Who are you? And tell them why they should care about you being a part of this team.
Cliff Notes, here it goes. Manhattan was where I did all of my professional work for the most part. A couple stints here and there. Landed in Texas just about 10 years ago. Been blessed to land in Kaufman County. It is just amazing the amount of resources out there. So we are like full steam Texans now. We are farmers at heart, and there's more to that. And we are just excited to be a part of the Bee Kings culture and moving forward in 2025. We're super stoked.
I love it, and it's been really fun because we've gotten to serve at the farmers markets locally here side by side. You've had some stuff for sale there as well. We got to know each other a little bit there, and then that bloomed into a relationship where we've talked about seeing what you've done with different classes for people, sushi making classes, a lot of fun stuff, and just how you've elevated the everyday experience. And that's, I think, what we've kind of landed on in terms of a term is you're really good at taking what is quick and easy and accessible and elevating it to that, similar to that. It won't be full 2-star Michelin experience, but you have that in you still, and you never lose that. And so for those of you that don't know about the Michelin star scenario, just so you know, like, to serve at that level in a kitchen, no matter what role you play, it's very rare. There's only I think there was 30 2-star Michelin restaurants in the US that I checked when I did a Google search on it. And very few, maybe 10 or less of the 3-star. That's the max you can get. And so one of these things that is cool is it brings in the attention to detail and just elevating your meals in some special ways. But there's a lot of pressure at that level. So to perform at that level, you've achieved a lot. And then beyond your time there at that restaurant, you've been able to serve some of the most amazing people, chefs, and work alongside them. And you bring all that experience to the table. And we get to glean all that experience without having to run through those 20, 30 years of experience.
Of that.
You bring it to us. And so we're so grateful to have you here. So so thank you so much, you guys, for being here, for giving Matt your time, for giving me your time. Okay, we won't waste any of your time. We're going to get right to it because there's some exciting things that we're going to tell you a little bit about, these boxes, these things. And I wanted to first start out, though, with the value of honey. What do you think the value of honey is? I bet you went through a lot of honey in the restaurant.
Pounded is not the word. It's a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot.
And it's because it brings out so many great flavors. And you were telling me the other day about the acidity, how it balances things for it really well. And it just it elevates dishes very easily. And some of them, probably your most cherished dishes, you guys, that you've tasted at different restaurants may have honey in them and you don't even know it. And so we want you guys, one of the things that we've discovered is when we go to these markets and stuff and we're selling honey and people buying honey, oftentimes one of the first questions asked me is, well, how am I going to use it? And for me, that's like, well, duh, I got to put it on my yogurt, I do this or that, and put it in my coffee or my tea. It just seems like, on my cereal. Growing up, weird one, I'm going to confess, I don't know of many people that did this. Maybe you'd get tuna fish sandwiches. My grandma would make tuna fish sandwiches and she would drizzle a little bit of honey on it. It was a family staple. I don't know where that came from. But I've never met anybody else except for my family that does that. But maybe it was a 2-star Michelin experience at my home.
Right.
Yeah.
It was groundbreaking. That's what she was trying.
But think about honey glazed salmons and all that stuff.
Right.
It makes sense. And so it's pretty cool. So we here at Bee Kings have always valued honey. We know that it brings a lot to the table, beyond what you guys even probably think. And we talk about all the health benefits of honey. We talk about the immunity, the benefits that you're getting, the boosting your immune systems, the enzymes that are in it, the vitamins, the minerals. It's not just a simple sugar in the same way that other sugars are, not a processed sugar. And so I know the value there, but I want to talk about the value of honey in a different light for a second. I've teased at it a little bit here. The world is full of hundreds and hundreds of different types of honey. And in my tour around the world, we actually, I got a chance to taste some of the more rare honeys, and I'm hoping someday to bring a lot more of those to the table for you guys. One of them was a sitter honey in Yemen. A little tiny jar was worth like $300. And it was super rich and amazing. Had almost like a burnt pear finish to it. It was really interesting flavor, like a caramelized pear note to it. And what's fascinating to me is why do different honeys have different values? There's a honey in Turkey that they go down into this cave, like a mile underground, and there's bees down there that fly down there to like make this mineral rich honey. And those jars go for $10,000 plus a jar. And so it got me thinking about, like, we put value on things just based on the story of what's behind them sometimes as well. But I also wanted to think about what bees do for us. And then I'm going to turn the reins over to you here for a second as well, and talk to you a little bit about what goes into honey. Because recently I had a chance to go rescue some bees from a tree that got struck by lightning. Split it open, and there was inside revealed all this amazing rich honey that was in there. It was pretty cool. And I thought about like how hard those bees had worked to make that over the years. In 1 second, it was gone, right? Boom, like that. And so I wanted to give us a visual representation here that'll be in our shop forever of what the value of honey is in terms of a bee's life. When you look at this jar here, it's about 2 pounds of honey. We did a pretty cool little deal here. Maybe I'll hold it up to this other camera if you want. Switch over to it so they can kind of see what we've done. It's a fascinating deal. Just a really neat jar that we're going to have here in our shop, and we're going to use as a demonstration for kids and for people that come in about what the value of honey is. It took 2,300 and I don't know the exact number. What is it? 2,304. I have it written on the front. Bees to make that much honey in their lifetime, and they last about 6 weeks in their life. They've traveled about 110,000 miles to make that. That's 4 times around the world.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's like almost 4 times around the world, I think, to make that jar of honey. And they pollinated about 4 million flowers. And when you think about what the benefit of 4 million flowers being pollinated is to us, that's 4 million fruits. That's 4 million things that we now eat as as humanity. And so bees are responsible, I think you've heard it said before, for 1 in every 3 bites of food that you eat. So no matter what we're making with Chef here, whether it's a salad or a vinaigrette, you got to think about like all of the things that are going into it. How much has a bee touched in that entire time, right? So I did a little funny calculation, all right? I calculated out the amount of hours that the bees would take to make that. And I'm not going to tell you what it is now, but I said, what if we paid the bees minimum wage? This is just a silly moment, all right? And I want you guys in the comments, I want you to say, what do you think the bees would get paid if they got $7.25 an hour to do? That's the federal minimum wage. If they got paid to do that, to make the honey that they made in their life and gave their life for, how much do you think that jar of honey would be worth? And I want you guys to just guess. All right, and at the end, we're going to reveal it. All right, so that's a little tease. All right, now we're into the meat. Let's dive into this. Let's talk a little bit about what we're doing together. Everyday Elevated.
Yeah.
It's a course, right? It's a course. But it's a course for people who are wanting to do what? Let's go ahead and tell them what you're up to, man.
Yeah, sure. So really, it's about how can we inject honey into our lives in a not a contrived way, but in a way that is just natural, in a way that we're not forcing it. You don't want to just do it to do it. You want to do it with thought. You want to do it with care. You want to do it with compassion, right? Because at the end of the day, food is, for me, it's my expression of love. It's how I express myself, both professionally and personally, on what I present to somebody at the table, right? To me, it's caring. You can always see when somebody cared about the food that they prepared, as opposed to not. At least I can, anyway. And it's, to me, this is an ingredient that has amazing qualities to it, many, many more than I had originally known prior to us engaging in this new endeavor together.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped about all these different things. So we have a few recipes that we worked on already. One's a breakfast, one's a cocktail. As you may imagine, you may have heard that chefs like to go out after hours.
Yeah.
It's a rumor and a myth. There's no validity to it. Just saying. So I practiced really, really hard and read a lot of books on how to make that one. So again, there's also stories behind a lot of these things. So if you guys behave, you may get a few stories here and there about war stories, about everything in between, right? Not only just recipes, but yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Well, and so 2 things you touched on there is these are going to be video recipes. And we're going to have the whole courses loaded up online on your phone, easy to access. So while you're in the kitchen making it, you can pause, do what he does, go back to it, just that simple. Elevate your everyday meals through a coursework that we're working together.
Correct.
And you mentioned something about how food is your love language, right? And that's what I love about preparing great meals. My wife is the one in our family who is amazing with recipes. She can work wonders. She does, you just give her stuff and she'll magically whip it into like what I feel is like an excellent meal, even if the kids sometimes aren't always on board. But what I love about it is sometimes these meals, that what they're doing is really gathering us together, right? They're bringing relationships together around a table. When somebody says, "Hey, we're having a big barbecue, come on over," you're like, "Oh, who's gonna be the pit master?" "Oh, it's Mikey. It's gonna be good food," or whatever, right?
Right.
And so this course is designed to give you some of those signature meals that you're going to become known for. That maybe will help you make memories as well. And that's, just recently I had the pleasure of being at a restaurant. I was served, it was a German restaurant, and I had my great uncle who's, got cancer, and I've got my grandmother who's 93. She's on oxygen, and there's, my dad was there, all three of us together around this table having a meal, and I will forever be able to remember what that Jaeger Schnitzel tastes like, because that moment, as chaotic as it was up to that, the conversations, the timing of it all, it'll mean a lot to me. And so Jaeger Schnitzel, it's like those flavors, it's excellent. But it wasn't about the food, it was about the community around the table. So yeah, we're trying to bring that to you guys as well, a whole bunch of community stuff as well. Community building opportunities. So little things that'll elevate your meals. All right, so Chef, these courses you're doing online, step by step, easy to follow.
Super.
We're gonna make it fun. Do you mind giving us like a little 30-second, 60-second, whatever, short 2-minute like recipe right now live?
Yeah.
Should I do that?
Sure.
I put it on the spot this morning earlier. I said, okay, what are you gonna make for us on? He's like, what do you want me to do?
Something quick.
Like, do something quick so they can see how you're gonna be your performance. Yeah, awesome. And then we're gonna dive in, you guys, to this box. We're gonna talk about on this side, the buzz bands. And we're going to talk a little bit about all of what you're going to be getting as part of this course. So, all right, jump on in, my man. This table is yours.
Awesome. All right, so TV magic, as you guys have seen on all the shows before, voila, this just happened to land underneath the table, perfectly arranged, and you know the rest. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about something that is probably the most common thing that everybody knows that goes with honey, especially wildflower honey that has just all the aromas and the ubiquitous flavors of a honey, right? Just a straight wildflower honey. So this is super versatile. We wanted to use something that is readily accessible to you on the website, I would imagine, everywhere else in between. So what we did here is we're going to make a parfait. And as you can see, I have a few different components here in front of us. We'll just run down the line. This is an alternative milk yogurt. One of my sons actually has a lactose intolerance, so it makes a little bit more, not a challenge, but more an alternate way of thinking, right? So you kind of get outside of the box, and that's what I love about this. So with this alternate milk, this is actually an almond milk yogurt with strawberries in it. So strawberries, as you know, have high acidity level. We touched on that, and what we're going to do is add a macerated strawberry and mango first off to the yogurt right on top. If you can't find a ripe mango, plain strawberries will work just fine. And what we're going to touch on is this maceration process here. I'm going to hold this up to that camera so you can see it's a little bit moist. And what that is the honey. These are allowed to sit for just about 10 minutes on their own. And the natural acids in the honey and the sugars in the honey are breaking down the strawberries as they're sitting in that glass. So what we're going to do from there is add a little bit of the wildflower honey over the top of that, just for a little extra sweet, because I will tell you, you can never get enough honey. That is just my personal and professional opinion. And we're just going to drizzle that over the top of the yogurt, just like so. Now this last one is, or maybe the next to last one, really. This, for any of the folks at home, cereal for me, I have two young kids, so cereal is definitely a staple in my house. This is the Kashi Cinnamon Harvest. Not to name drop, I have no affiliation with them, but it's just a cereal that I like because it has a diminished amount of sugar in it. So I like to replace that sugar with honey. So what we're going to do with this, if you couldn't tell, this is all the stuff that's at the bottom of the bag, right? So this really is like a texture that we're going to add on top of our strawberries here. And then we're going to finish it with, guess what? A little bit more honey, as if I wasn't overstating the obvious about how I can't get enough honey. And then there's one more product that I am so beyond fired up about that you're going to see in a lot of the recipes coming forward, and that's honey dust. And if you haven't heard about this, seen it, tasted it, or otherwise, you are missing out. So please do yourself a favor, run to the website, go get a jar of this at minimum, because you're going to need this down the road. I can guarantee you that. I am all in on this. And for the last step, we're just going to put it right over the top. That might have been a lot for some, not for me. I will tell you that. And then I am going to invite Mr. Chris.
Awesome.
To enjoy.
I'm going to dive in here. Look at all the texture on that. I'm going to get a big scoop with the
There you go.
strawberries. There we go. See if you can see it. All right. I don't know if the colors are coming out all right. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There it goes.
There you go. I don't know. It looks good. It was quick and it was simple. It's good.
Like it?
That fruit tastes really good. It's almost like it's that emaciation you talked about.
That's maceration.
Yeah.
Process. So what that is, to not too far down the rabbit hole, what happens is you can almost see at the bottom in this camera, there's a little bit of liquid, and what that is down here by my finger, it's the natural juice in the strawberries that's kind of being leached out from the acids in the sugar and the honey. So if you allow the strawberries to stand overnight, they would turn very mushy and get very, very wet. So the sugars and the acids are kind of playing with and against each other. So what it's doing is elevating, to use that word, the flavor of the strawberry, and it's also elevating the strawberry that's in the yogurt, right? So the overall experience is just a little bit more. The macerated berries, me personally, with the honey, I would let them stand 24 hours is probably great. The longer the better, up to a point for quote unquote like a fresh use. If you wanted to make like a jam or a jelly, the longer you let them sit, the better off they are.
Yeah.
Right. So this quick application, bang, 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 1, 2, 3. This is a great breakfast item for your kids out the door.
Yeah.
With a very simple little touch. Also a great lunch item. Also a great brunch item. Right. These are things that, again, this is a rocks glass. Right. It's not necessarily a bowl. To call it out for what it is. Be inventive with what you have in your house. You have all these things at home.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're going to show. These are the things that 99% of the stuff you're going to have laying around your house, and these are the things that we're going to talk through, and we're going to add the honey into every single recipe that we can to make all of it that much better.
Well, and that's the thing. So you can jump in and join the Colony Club, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and you're going to be able to get all these recipes. We're going to do I think you're talking about 4 or 5 a week or something like that, where there's drink recipes, all that. So you're going to end up with 100 and I don't even know what's 120 different recipes, recipe videos that you'll be able to have access to step by step through, both from beverages to just simple syrups and a lot of bonus stuff he's thrown in, and stories from the kitchen and food science. That's what I've loved, spending time with you is the why. Why does it work? It tastes great. I don't know why, but now that you're helping me understand, one of the things we talked about was with the pears and different things last week. There was what the honey does to it, the acids and how it balances and creating that balance. I'm not going to spoil that for everybody because I'll say it wrong. He's going to give you all the right information. So you're going to join in the club. You're going to get all of this content, and you're going to get having a 2-star Michelin chef in your kitchen, teaching you day in and day out, whatever you want. So let's talk about how you're going to access that. But also before we do that, let me pull these down real quick. Yeah. Leave that up there, but pull those down. One of the other things that I saw it down here, chef taught us how to make, and it'll be on one of your videos here. We'll pull it up here so you can see it.
Yeah,
and open it. Woo! All right, seal. There we go. All right, I don't know if you guys can see what's in there. It might be kind of hard to see with the coloring right now. Those are some. What did you call them again? They're the Luxardo style cherries for making old fashions. For making and you got some orange in there. You got cinnamon, the cherries, and then honey was used in this whole equation. And I'm telling you guys. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Anyway, you're going to want those for New Year's Eve, I'm sure. So dive on the course. So we'll be the first one we post that probably here pretty quickly. Yeah. So that way you have them so you can use them for all your cocktail making. All right, so I'm going to pull this all down because I'm going to start talking a little bit about some of the other program deals now. Really what we're doing is we're having a couple different options for people. If you just love honey and you want to buy whatever honey you love, you can follow along with Chef and improvise, and he'll give you some different examples of honey, like wildflower honey or this or that, and you can go online and order it and do that recipe as you go along. So really think of it as I'm moving forward from here. There's two pieces to this. There's the course, which we're going to open up immediately, and it's going to be available, and then we're going to start adding content into it all the time. And then within a couple weeks, the boxes are shipping out. And I want to tell you a little bit about what's in the boxes and what's in the course. and what the difference is between the two. So we've got, first off, if you join the course, you're going to get a couple of things. You're going to get a Colony Club card. I've hinted at what this is, but I've never told you guys what it's for. The Colony Club card is just your private, here, let's go ahead and pull it over here. Privately named and numbered access. You'll see on there, and I might be backwards on there, I don't know if that's all right. You'll have your name, it's going to have your member number, and it's going to have your card there. And it's going to be just a reminder that you are synced into a limited number of folks that are going to be a part of this course, all right? We're limiting it to 114, maybe 120 at first, only because some of the items that you're going to get are going to be kind of rare. So I got a hiccup all of a sudden. And so we want to make sure that we have enough to share with the people that are really going to be using them and be important. So if this is something that interests you to be a part of, follow along in the course, awesome. Now you can just join the course with Chef and be a part of that for the year. And we'll still send you a Colony Club card. And we're going to also send you this, what we're calling a buzz band. Now this is a mock-up I have done. The real ones are coming. They'll be reversible. We have a brown on one side, and they say True Believer on them, and then there'll be a reverse it, and it'll be a black and gray one on the other side, which I think Chef has a little mock-up of right there. Yep, and we just kind of made those up. Now, what these do, these are called buzz bands, all right? They're going to give you access. I don't know your code. This is your phone. You're going to have to do that. They're going to give you access to all your content at a tap. And there's daily content, you guys. So what you're going to do is just come up to it. You're going to tap it like this, and it's going to load, and it will show you what we're calling your daily buzz, all right, for your buzz band. Now, this is an access to the Colony Club members. Now, you'll have some motivational and inspirational, some scripture, some like famous quotes and things, and it'll be based on the date for that day. So every day there's new content being loaded in there. And we're going to change out sometimes what's here. There's going to be some special offers, like special products that you'll only be able to get as a member of the Colony Club. And you're automatically in the Colony Club by just joining and doing Chef Matt's program this year. So that would be pretty amazing. But when you come in here, let's just say you want to click on click on the little click on the videos to go to the course, right? I don't know, maybe it's not loading here.
Could be my phone.
It could be your phone. Of course, live demos, you know how they go. Oh yeah, it's loading internet. Go to your training. Anyway, it will pull up access into your Colony Club course training. See, I think it's loading. It's probably Wi-Fi down here. There we go. And all you're going to do is if you purchase the course, you put your email address in that you've purchased the course with and click submit, and it's going to open up all that content. Now, we'll also send you a link via email so that you can go to it directly from your desktop as well. And it'll look a little different on the desktop than it does on the mobile. That's totally fine. You're going to be able to get in there and get all of your coursework every week. All right. The second thing that is going to happen here is you're going to get access to discounts. I'm talking 10% across the board just by buying the course for the next year. I'm giving you 10% off anything you buy from us in store. And we have a private website we're putting up for Colony Club members that'll have that discounted pricing on it and all kinds of fun stuff. That'll all be accessible through that interface. So we're building out think of it as like a membership store, right? And it's going to be super awesome. So you're going to want to get involved there. You're going to get the buzz band. You're going to get your Colony Club card. These are super slick with your name on it. And it'll have your member number, which you're going to want to keep on and hold on to. You don't want to ever lose that member number. You guys are going to be in the first class. All right. So now here we go. Let's dive into what this box brings. Well, first off, it's going to bring you a little statement of what it means to be a true believer. And that's what you guys are. If you've been a follower of V-Kings for a while, you guys are true believers. We're creating a movement around this concept. And let me read it out loud real quick to you. Here's to the true believers, the quiet force, the unseen genius, the relentless dreamer, turning visions into reality. Your greatness isn't in grand gestures alone, but in tiny, purposeful actions. With intention, you transform what's around you into something golden. Each step builds a brighter future, not just for you, but for everyone your work touches. True believers see possibilities where others see obstacles. Success is in daily habits, showing up, staying disciplined, choosing faith over fear. You leave every space sweeter than you found it. The world may not see you at work, but it feels the impact of what you built. True believer, the hive thrives because of you. Keep building, keep making life sweet. So if that inspires you for what we have coming ahead, this is more than a box, you guys. This is going to be a box of inspiration. Think of it that way. With like I said, the daily buzz content unlocked as well. And the honeys that are in here, Chef is going to be using to kind of pair in some of his recipes, right? So every month when a new box comes out, you're going to get the honeys that he's using to go along with it, along with a special gift. And so this first month's box is going to be a box of passion. And I'm not going to read all the details to you, but it has a focus of having fun, being kind, making the world sweet, which is our mottos. And each of these focuses on a different flavor or item that's in the box that Chef has prepared for you and I've prepared for you. Woo! Lost our little envelope there of recipes. One of those for this month is going to be this really slick cup that Chef has actually picked out. We're going to be using in some of them to muddle things, to make things. You're going to want a cup like this. You probably have something at home you can use as well, but you're going to see this used. And this is a great way to be a part of the community and have your own amazing wood cup and be using it and use it for on the table for display. It's going to elevate that table presence. And then our honeys for each month. So for example, this month we've got a very new whip honey. Every month we'll have a new whip honey and a new raw honey. And a third item of some kind as well. We have a acai berry honey, temporary logo right here or label. I'm going to reveal the actual one when you get to box. But this is a acai berry infused honey. It's a new year. We're actually having a lot of fun with some health recipes. Might make a vinaigrette with that. We have some fun stuff to kind of make your health decisions moving forward easier using the honey that you're using. And that'll bring in its own health benefits. And then this one I'm super excited to see Chef try because he hasn't even tasted it yet. I need to tell you the story behind this, you guys. This honey is the very first honey that my son and I traveled to go get when we launched Bee Kings was star thistle honey. I don't know if you can see it there, star thistle honey.
There it is.
And it has, if you catch it in the right light, has almost a greenish tint to it. It's just super beautiful. And Chef, I wanted you to taste it here on the screen. I want you to find the notes because I'll tell you exactly what I loved about it. Okay. But here we go. Here's a little shot at it. Let's go dive into our star thistle honey, which will be in that January's box of passion. And really wanted to focus the month on what drives your passion, what drives you guys. You know, this is where I started Bee Kings was with this star thistle honey. You know, and it's just a light, beautiful honey. All right. How different is that?
Wow.
Right?
There's a lot going on in that.
Right?
Yeah, a lot.
He's already imagining what he's going to do with it for you guys. I'm going to give him jars and jars of it to take home, and he's going to be making something amazing this week.
There's an attack, like 2 mid pallets, a finish and a half. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. I like it a lot. This is my favorite honey because of the story of the travel to go get it with my son, but also because the flavor is just, it's up there beyond, like it's right with fireweed and meadow foam, those other amazing honeys. We are so excited to have it in the box. I have not had it since 2018, I believe was the last time we carried it. It was one of the best for sure by 1,000. Yes, Angela, absolutely one of the best. To me, it reminds me, it has a butterscotch kind of note to it. Yeah. Almost like a butterscotch candy at the end. And I immediately go back to church with Grandma, and she tried to keep us calm down by giving us a butterscotch candy. And she always had those in her purse, you know. Yeah. And so, you know, that was my brain. Just like right away, I'm like, okay, I gotta calm down right now. I got some star thistle honey here. It's a calm me. So anyway, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. So what are you gonna make with it? What are your mind firing on right now? Gosh, there's orange notes in there. In one of the middle sections of it. That's what I'm picking up on the most right now.
Yeah.
I tend to taste things over and over again. I would say we're gonna go somewhere savory with this to start.
Yeah.
Like an app, but not what you'd expect.
Yeah. Okay.
Not at all.
All right.
I'm really fired up about this.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, cool. Well, I can't wait to see what he does with it either. You guys are gonna want to get into it as well. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about pricing and how this works. All right. So I'm going to put a QR code up now. We're going to have it so you can go to the website and see. We're going to be adding some stuff to the website, so it's a little bit better as we go along. Some videos on there as well. There's a QR code up there in the upper right for the Colony Club right now that you guys can go and join. We're opening up this until the 7th. At that point, it's closed. You won't be able to get into the Colony Club until the following month because we're only going to be sending out so many boxes, and we're only going to be introducing people to it in time. Now, if you miss a month of content with Chef, you miss it. Sorry, that's gone, right? Now, if you're in the program, it's there in your account forever. And so as long as you have an account with us, you're going to be able to keep all the access. Go back to, oh man, what did you make back for Valentine's Day? I want to make that again. It was a hit. You know, you can do that. when it comes to the recipes, if you're joining month 2, you're going to miss out on a lot because we're going to front load this thing with a lot of great stuff. All right. Okay. Now there'll be some basic modules that'll be always available to everybody. There's just kind of some basic skills and information. So when you join the Colony Club today, you're getting access to our first program and more to come. Those will all be included in this price with Chef Matt. So this first program is called Everyday Elevated. And it's going to make it super easy for you to kind of take whatever honey you have at home or the honey that you're going to get in the box, which includes the star thistle. Those are going to be able to be used alongside of whatever he's doing. So it's normally when I go through this deal, we'll go and pull up the website for me if you can. We'll just do a stream of it so they can kind of see alongside of us in case they're not at their computers. It's over to the right there. Go over that and then the bottom one. I believe. Hopefully, you guys, this is going to work. There we go. Okay, so now that's what the website will look like when you go there. Transfer yourself into Recipe Rockstar. I don't know. I think you can scroll up on it. It's up above. If you go up above there, to the Daily Buzz, not the Daily Buzz, the other one, Beaky. There you go. And just scroll down. I think it'll scroll down live for them. All right, so there's what you'll see when you go in there. You're just one lesson away from unforgettable meal memory. A little bit further. And what you're going to do is get the Colony Club membership offer. Okay, what is going to be a $997 of value? I'm going to explain that in a second for only $97 for the entire year. Go ahead and put your email address in there and click Show Me the Offer. So just go ahead and click that now. And it will take you into the offer page. And again, it's going to expire. Like, we're not keeping this open for box is only for like a limited time because we can only have a limited number of them. So what you're going to get, I'm going to explain the $997 that's in this box. We're going to talk about the everyday elevated meal coaching. So Coach, what do you normally charge for when you do a cooking class, like a sushi making class or something like that? You host these on a regular.
I do. You
teach people how to make, let's say, a sushi class. I mean, per head, it's what is it?
Or north of 50.
Over 50. So half of your program cost for one lesson with Chef, right? And you'll now have that times 100, right? I mean, we could really price this at, what is that, $5,000?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll still be worth it because they still be learning every step of it. However, we're saying that the value of it is going to be $497. But right now, as an early member, you're getting in for $997, or sorry, for $97. All right. So you're going to have the coursework with him. You're going to have live chats with him. So once a week or once every other week, if we're missing a week because of an event that we're at, we're going to have lives where we get on and Q&A and answer all your questions about food, about the recipes, about honey, about whatever we can. So you're getting live training from Chef on a regular basis. So that's pretty cool in and of itself. That has a value. We're saying $397 for the year, an entire year, 52 visits with you. Yeah. Come on, that's on top of that. It's insane.
Pretty all access.
Right. Yes. Right. Okay. Then you get the community access online. I haven't even talked on that. We have a Colony Club members. We talk about how food brings people together. We want you guys to be part of your True Believers community. So we've created a community board that you're going to get access to where you'll be able to talk with other people in the program about how well it's going for you. Like, what did you do? Did you enjoy, this recipe? Well, how did it turn out? What did people think of it? Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had this recipe? That's a Q&A opportunity to kind of like help guide us into things that you're wanting to see more of as well.
Yeah, suggestions help.
Right. And you're going to get the Buzz Band, which you could buy for $20. I'll sell those Buzz Bands, and that'll give you access to inspirational information, but none of the stuff on the Buzz Band will be activated unless you're part of this club. So you're going to get the Buzz Band shipped to you and your Colony cart, and you're getting 10% off everyday items. I don't know how much honey you buy in a year, but I mean, from what I see on the average, everybody's buying, enough that it's like this should be an $83 value for the year,
right?
At least in terms of savings on that. So when you add all that up, it's over $997 worth of value, and we're giving it to you for $97. And that's just to get the course with you, to get the Buzz Bands, to get the boards, all the video, live interactions with you on a regular basis. Now you asked, how can you get the honey as well? This honey box, that's a little upsell. But for this first month, because you guys are my early adopters, what I want to do is give it to you just for the cost of shipping. So normally this is going to come every month for $59.99. But I really want you guys to try it this first month so you're successful with Chef. I want you to get all the honey, that star thistle honey that we're only going to have right now. We're going to have that acai honey, which I'm sure we can make an acai bowl with it.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the gift here. You're going to get all the recipe cards for storing here in case you're not online. You're going to get all the community stuff. It's $59 a month, but for the first month, it's just $12.99 for the shipping. And so the rest of it I'm giving to you as a gift just to join the program and be part of. So that's half the cost of your course. I mean, you paid I'm basically gifting it back to you.
Right.
$60 of the coursework that I'm just gonna, here you go, take $60 on top of my $97 offer. Like it's bringing the value to you guys as a no-brainer. You get in for the entire year. Even if you don't keep going with the subscription box, you can cancel at any time, of course, but we want you to stay on. We want you to experience the full thing. So I highly recommend checking that box, upgrading to the subscription box. We're gonna pretty it up a bit too. We have some really fun stuff happening on there that we're gonna be designing and sending out. These will be going out about the 10th to the 14th of the month. So you've got to sign up before the 7th so we know how many of these to make and get into your hands as quickly as possible. Okay, so I think that's kind of what we're doing. We revealed the pricing. We talked a little bit about that. How much do the bees earn? Every drop. They work hard for every drop. Well, let's get back to that. She's asking about the cost of this value. Do we have any guesses? How many, what was it, $7.25 an hour? We paid on that for the amount of labor that went into that jar. Any guesses on how much that would be? No guesses yet. Okay. Well, I'm gonna reveal to you. It would be, let's start a little bit less. Let's start less before we get to the $7.25 an hour. Let's say we paid him a penny an hour. That seems fair. Okay. For the amount of work that a bee does, do you have any guesses what a penny an hour would be for the value of that honey? Yeah.
Goodness no. Just the flying alone.
Right.
To and fro. There's no flowers typically right outside the door. They have to go.
Up to, that's why they travel 110,000 miles.
It's a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll reveal to you, if it was a penny an hour, that jar would be worth $10,000. And if it was minimum wage, $7.25 an hour, which I know is ridiculous. We're never going to pay the bees that. They deserve it, but we're never going to pay them that. But if we were to pay them that, it would be over $7 million for a jar of honey that big.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So when you put it that way, a box with 2 jars of honey, that's worth $7 million or $10,000 for $59 every month. I think that's a deal as well. Yeah. Plus you're getting all the bonus gifts, which there's a lot coming. You're going to make some special spices that they're going to want to have in their recipes. You're going to gift them as well in there. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff, you guys. So I hope you're as excited as I am to set off the new year with a new plan. Not only with all that great honey, with all the great training, but that coursework, which is going to get you all the content of just inspiring you to be the best person you can be. And help you to remember to have fun in your life, to be kind, and make the world sweet when you join the Colony Club right now. So it's open from now until the 7th, then it's closed. And I really want to see you guys join in on it. So would love to have you guys as well. All right, if there's any other comments, go ahead and dive in on comment section now. We'd love to see that. I know we've had a couple, but I didn't pay attention to all of them. Okay, this is Matthew. Yeah, go follow Matthew on Facebook as well. Yep. So you can follow along with his journey as a 2-star Michelin chef and his fitness journey he's doing, and his ranch journey, and all the fun stuff. Right? Yeah, we got a lot happening for you, man. We got a lot happening for you. Yes. So, awesome. Why is honey such a good sugar placement, chef?
Well, the most guttural and basic answer I can give to that is close your eyes, take a teaspoon of granulated white sugar, and take a teaspoon of any of the Bee King's honey, and tell me what you taste.
Yeah,
that's it. Simple as that, right? You're trading a sensation and a flavor, sugar or a sense, right? Sweet, as opposed to a flavor, an acidity, a nutrient, all of the beautiful, wonderful things that honey holds inside of it, right? As opposed to just a granulated sugar.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is really try to, how do we say, extol the virtues of the honey, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're featuring and highlighting all of the different nuances that are in them, right? Like I just tasted that star thistle.
Right.
I'm like actually looking for it because I want you to.
You want it, yeah.
Step out of my way so I can get it.
I was excited to reveal it to you because I'm like, he hasn't tasted anything like this. I know
it's really good, right? So now the gears are grinding. So now it's my job to bring it to you guys, right? So I'm going to take a really long, hard look at this, right, and say, okay, what do I think? 1, 2, 3, right? Like a different kind of progression, and we're going to see what sticks, right? Because one of the things that we say in the kitchen is, as chefs, we don't make mistakes, we make corrections, right? That's a little bit behind the curtain. So what we're going to do is keep working at it until we come up with the coolest, most innovative, but easy to approach and make recipe that we can across the board, right? That's really what we're trying to do here is elevate the everyday. So what we're going to do is go into our pantry and find what do we have in our dry storage of sorts. That's a restaurant term, right? So like in our food cabinets, our rices and things like that, which that's a Floridian rice, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
again.
did I tell you about that? Oh, I didn't tell you about that, right?
No.
Let's not discount rice as a savory only product.
Okay.
Let's start thinking about it in the sweet application.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Honeyed rice. You ever have that?
Yeah. No, I haven't.
A lot of people have that, right?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because there's a partner company, Texas, Honest Texas Rice. I don't know. I'm on the moment here. I can't remember. They were in the HEB Quest for the Best with us, and they finished Honestly Texas Rice or something like that. Sorry, you guys, I'm butchering your name. I know it's something like that, and it's just under pressure. But anyway, they actually had talked about doing a honey rice. That was a big deal in the South, and people love it. And she's like, "You got to try it. You got to do it." And they were glad with it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
We're working on that. We're open to collabs, man. This is it. Like anybody that wants to get on the train, this thing's rolling. Now, we're looking to do as much as we can to make the entire world that much better. Right?
Yeah.
And it starts here with this little jar of honey, right? And the ideas get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's really where we want to bring that value to everybody out there that's watching us today. And beyond. So we're super pumped. I am beyond fired up about that honey, at least, right? That made my world today.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Can diabetics eat these recipes with honey? All right. So I'm going to talk to you about diabetes and honey. This is my world. I get to talk about it. The processed sugars are the worst for diabetics. So you want to eliminate those anywhere you can. So if you're already in diabetic stages, you want to minimize the amount of sugars you get in your body anyway. Starting with the processed sugars, those are the hardest ones. They're in everything. So if you're going to start cooking, which I highly recommend, and he's going to be doing it, we're going to be cooking with honey, which is 1,000,000 times better than any processed sugar you're going to get on the marketplace. It does not spike your blood sugar the same way that a processed sugar will. It will elevate your blood sugar, but it's not going to do a spike. Honey is actually going to be more of an energy build, and it's a slow to digest. It's a healing agent. Another way to put this is, processed sugars, when someone has cancer, one of the first things they do is get them off all processed sugars. And they say, look, it's feeding the cancer cells in your body. However, there are cancer treatments where they're actually using honey to heal the cancers. And so that'll tell you something about honey right now. It's actually a healing agent, not a destructive agent. When you get sick, what does your grandma always do? Hey, take some honey and lemon and, maybe a little whiskey in there. Whatever. And it's going to be a hot toddy or something that's going to help cure, it's like an elixir for our life, right? And for ages, honey has been that golden elixir for so much that ails us. And so all of that's still true with honey. Cough drops, what do they have in them? Honey, usually. Like everything has honey in it for healing. It's what really is the perfect sweetener that we have in the world. There's no other sweetener, manufactured or otherwise, that can compete with what honey is, because it's God-given. It's perfect, and it's the way it is. And so using that in place of processed sugars, 1,000,000 times better than sugar. You need to talk to your doctor about whether or not, where your sugar levels are, where your diabetic journey is. There's different levels of that. How much you should use on a daily basis. That's all going to be stuff that you and your doctor or naturopath should work through as well. But I'm just saying, man, from the ones I've talked to, and I've met diabetic doctors, they're talking about, man, use honey. Like get them on that right now. And so it's a major step in the right direction for you guys. All right, are my kids going to want to eat my food?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You have two little kids. I almost brought them on the stage here, but you were like, no. You're like, these guys, they're going to destroy your state. No, they're not. They're actually really good. Yeah.
They're good. They are.
But your kids love your food, right?
They do.
Yeah.
I have two young kids, 5 and 4 respectively. And that yogurt, that's like something that I have and will make for my kids in the effort to reduce processed sugar, right? Because again, cereal, they're 5 and 4. You go to the grocery store, everybody knows the whole idea with advertising, the way they put that kind of stuff, right? So you kind of do have to look a little bit deeper, right, for the better product without sugar, with less sugar.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the whole mission, is to get the kids away from that, to give them something that they will, in their minds, think that this is equally, if not sweeter, but it's actually better for them.
A lot better.
Right? And that's the thing, is we're trying to increase everybody's health, my own family to yours, right? This is stuff that I would make and do make for my kids. Right, that I want to make sure that I'm giving out to your audience as well, to make sure that we're elevating everybody's health.
Yeah, awesome. Well, there you go, guys. So preaching this health conscious mom, I love it. Hey, yes, and we are excited to have you guys join the program. Get in there today. There's not much time between now and the 7th. I know that feels like I can put it off. I can put it off. I can put it off. Yeah, but if you put it off long enough when we sell out, there's nothing to put off anymore. You want to be on a health journey this year. 2025 is right ahead of you. This is the time to make that commitment. It's time to say, I want to be healthier in my life, but I also want to elevate my cooking experience so people get excited about it. So people go, wow. And who doesn't love that affirmation, right?
No, it's immediate, yeah.
And I already told you, my wife is the champ in the kitchen. I'm the klutz in the kitchen. She won't even let me near half of it. But my goal through this is that every month to be able to make a meal for her that at some point she's going to be like, oh, man, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's good. It's your turn. You give her a break from all that. So you heard it here, Angela. I know you're on there probably watching. That's one of my goals is to go through this course myself to show the development that I can do. Even though it's something that doesn't come naturally to me, I want it to be something I work on so that I can have some go-to recipes that wow people, So, and you guys can do that too. 2025 is your year. All right, we're going to sign off now at this point. Go to the Colony Club. You go to colonyclubmember.com. Click that link up above, colonyclubmember.com. You're going to be able to get all of this goodies, all the stuff. The buzz bands are coming your way. They're actually being shipped to me right now. Those alone are pretty awesome just for the inspiration every day. And so, yeah, I'm excited for you guys. Thank you for joining us today, for giving me some of your time, giving Chef some of your time. I know it's been an hour. We're going to sign off and say we will see you on the other side of the Colony Club.